is wonderful, and I have to remind myself that's not always the best.
คือ
What?
ก็คือเหมือนกับการที่เราทะเลาะกันไอ้รูปแบบเนี่ย compromiser เนี่ยนะมันคือการที่คนสองคนมาคุยกันปรับความเข้าใจกันบางทีฝ่ายหนึ่งเราก็ต้องยอมรับว่าเราเป็นคนผิดหรือบางทีเรายอมเขาเพื่อที่ว่าเราจะได้กลับมาสมานฉันท์กันคือบางทีเราไม่ผิดแต่เราก็ต้องยอมเขาไปเพื่อไม่ให้มันมีปัญหามากกว่านี้
ถ้าไม่ใช่แล้วต้องเป็นยิวเดอร์แล้ว
ไม่นะเราไม่ได้ยอมหมดนะยิวด้วยยอมให้ลงที่เราอันนี้คือประมาณนั้นใช่ครับเราไม่ได้ยอมทั้งหมดเรายอม
ไม่ซึ่งก็คือคนที่ว่าทุกคนได้ผลประโยชน์
both of them have to
ได้ผลประโยชน์
come
คือ
together
ในนี้มันจะมีบอกว่านะไอ้คนที่ว่าตัดสินใจรับลำบากนะตัดสินใจลำบากเวลาจะทำอะไรตัดสินใจลำบากมากคนนี้เพราะว่าเขาไม่รู้จะเอาใจใครดีนะคนนี้คือนี่คือลักษณะของคอมเพรไมเซอร์คือไม่รู้ว่าถึงว่าฝ่ายจะมีเหลืองกับแดงไม่รู้ผมไม่รู้จะอยู่ตรงไหนดีผมพยายามจะให้สองฝ่ายคือดีกันอันนี้คือเอาใจใครก็ไม่ได้คือตัดสินใจนั่นแหละนะนี่คือคนลักษณะของคน
Any ideas why that's not the best? It sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sounds good, but it's not the best.
Anyone other than Nat right now? You can answer in a minute. I just want to see.
What?
Any idea of why compromising may not be the best? Because it sounds really good.
Yeah, it sounds good, but it's not good.
But democracy is always compromise, right?
Democracy is always compromise usually, yep. But we're talking about relationships, right? Any ideas? It's good. I'm not saying it's bad, but any ideas where it could cause some problems?
It's too long to make decisions. That's the key.
Yeah.
You can't go anywhere. It's just not going anywhere.
To get completely to a fair solution may never happen. And Nat had another idea.
The other one you can see wanting respect over truth. I mean, that's not true, but they try to make คือแทนที่จะเรื่องความจริงคืออย่างนี้แต่ว่าพยายามจะกลบเกลื่อนคือไม่ให้มันจริงเพื่อจะให้สองฝ่ายคืนดีกันแค่นั้นเองคือมันไม่ใช่ความจริงนะอย่างเช่นยกตัวอย่างเช่นบอกว่าอย่างเรื่องเกย์กับเลสเบี้ยนแต่งงานกันความจริงคืออะไรถ้าเราเป็นคริสเตียนเราคืออะไรแต่ว่าถ้าคนอื่นบอกโอ้ไม่เป็นไรเราคืออยู่เพื่อความสงบสุขของสังคมก็ยอมเข้าไปอันนี้มันไม่ใช่ความจริงใช่ไหมอันนี้คือ compromiser I'm talking about the
same-sex marriage
respect wanting respect over truth
Right.
that's different
Did you have something else, Nat? Or?
No, I actually have the same thing, like the fact that even like religious stuff, because it's almost always against the word. Like people in the word they see things differently than us, and we kind of have to try to accept it so there's peace in the society.
Yeah, this is something like I kind of shared earlier that I think this is a great one because my job is to help people compromise, but then Peter has taught me a good lesson because I can tend to really want him and I to always see things eye to eye. Oh, we understand it now. And he says, but sometimes I have a different opinion and you are wrong, Jill. Like he has said that to me, you're actually wrong. And I don't like that because I'm like, we're both right. We both have it, we both see it differently and I don't want to be told I'm wrong. But what if someone is right? And I need to change and oh my gosh, he has something to tell me. And that's been really hard for me. Like, oh, I might be really wrong. Not just like I'm part wrong, but I might have made a mistake. And that's compromise just means you're sort of wrong and he's sort of wrong, right? But Peter's been good at that. I'm sharing while you're gone.
But I think in terms of theology, we cannot compromise.
Right.
Yeah. Just as a very important doctrine about the Christology or something like that, or theology from above that we don't agree with the other, said that Jesus was born as normal human being and did something good and he became the Son of God. That is wrong for us. It should be a theology from above. God became a man.
Right. We can't compromise on the gospel, right?
No, we cannot compromise.
And there's things in relationships too that are that black and white. Not that often, but sometimes. Let's go to the next one, winners. Can you translate that?
วินเนอร์ก็เหมือนเรงนองผู้ชนะเสร็จที่ถ้าปลาเปรียบ
Anybody have an idea how to describe a winner when there's conflict? Who's the winner?
You always win.
They always win. What?
Both sides wants to be the winner.
Sometimes. Oh, that's interesting. That's a hard one. Ooh, when they're both winners, yeah. What did you say?
Well,
วินเนอร์ชอบเถียง
yeah, it's basically, he was saying the person who loves to argue is good at arguing,
Yeah.
like very persuasive.
They can beat you down, right, with their arguments.
But
For
I
the
don't
Thai
think
man,
that-
for the Thai man, they don't want to be the loser.
Who for who?
The Thai people.
In general?
The Thai man.
Just the time. Is that your perspective?
Because it's sorry.
No, I don't agree.
You don't agree with that?
Because I say sorry on most of the time.
Yeah, that's it.
The new generation.
Thank you.
Not the old generation.
No, that's a generalization, right? And maybe in general, Thai men are like that. I don't know. We have to see.
That could be because my dad is super attitude.
Yeah. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with winning sometimes, but if you know those people that always have to win, even, I see this a lot, even people, they'll get a smile on their face because they know that you're right, but then they keep fighting, because they know that they're not right, but they need to win. And a lot of times, like what Mark said, they're really good debaters, so they'll debate forever.
I think what people like us just said, I think it's just opposite.
Oh, really? Okay, what do you
Yes, I think women always want to win. It's true.
I actually agree.
in the Thai
Between
culture?
husband and wife, I think we have to be submissive.
Ah, interesting. That's what it's like in the Filipino culture. The husband's more submissive.
I don't think it's about the culture.
Yes, it is.
It's about each family.
There's two different Thais, yeah.
Yeah, each setting of family doesn't matter where. Either they're white or black or
Right.
Filipinos or Thai. They are the same. They have two kinds of people of men.
Well,
There's
you
not
notice
only one kind.
usually a winner marries a yielder, right? Right? Wouldn't that make sense?
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
One's always right and one's always wrong. That works out really good for a while, and then it doesn't.
Because if they both are winners, their relationship won't last.
It's
I've seen both winners though. Like in one time we did this, there was a Fuller professor. He was a winner. He just realized his wife was a winner too. They're both there, and they're like, "Oh, that's why we fight all the time." But they have a good marriage.
Maybe there's a lot of compromise. If it's two winners, there's a lot of compromise.
yeah. Two
Because
winners
it's
are
like, oh yeah, let's both win.
fine if they enjoy it, right? That's fine.
Yeah, because they got their problem so right away.
Right. There's marriages that have lots of conflict and they're really good marriages. If nobody gets torn down internally or emotionally, it's fine.
only time you have two winners.
What?
Only time that you will have two winners.
When?
When your idea are the same,
Yeah.
okay? And you like something the same. Let's say that, okay, we both wanted to go to Europe.
Right.
We both like to, okay, we have the same, feeling for it.
Right.
But whenever you have two different, idea, it's always gonna be conflict.
Yeah, because we're talking about what happens in conflict. Yeah. When you aren't in conflict, it's easy to go on with anybody, right? Whether they're a yielder, whether it's fine. Yeah, exactly, Avatar. It only happens in conflict. Yeah. Did you have something now?
Yeah. Me and my girlfriend, I was and she is, we were both winners. But later, I guess winners can't stay together for that long. So I changed from being like both winners. Now I be more like withdrawers.
Ah.
We can't always.
Oh, that's why you don't sleep. That's why you don't get enough sleep.
I really appreciate you even sharing. Later we're going to kind of get into groups and you can share a little or a lot. I don't expect you guys to share a ton if you don't feel comfortable, but it's fun just to talk with other people that are in your group because winners have things in common. Like, I'm so frustrated with my partner, right? Like, we'll kind of talk about that and what to talk about. let's go to resolvers. This is the ideal. Right? Yes. So let's look at, can you translate resolver?
คือคนที่แก้ปัญหาคือผู้แก้ปัญหาคืออะไรต้องแก้
So you're
ปัญหาต้องแก้ตรงนั้นให้ได้ก่อนนั่นคือผู้แก้ปัญหา
So you're actually resolving the problem, like you're actually fixing it. And where one person might say, oh yeah, I was wrong, you were right, or we were both partly wrong and right here, but you actually both agree with what you come to. It's not a compromise, but you both say, yeah, that's the truth of the situation. That's what happened. This is hard. This is hard to get to. We can just read a few. So you're being with principle. That's what I meant by the truth. Like you're getting to the right answer.
คือคนที่เขามีหลักการนะคนที่แก้ปัญหาคือมีหลักมีการแล้วก็เอาความจริงแค่นั้นมาตัดสินไม่ใช่อย่างอื่นเลยนะแล้วก็ใช้ความสัมพันธ์แล้วก็มีการยืดหยุ่นนะ flexible แล้วก็ design truth ก็คือแสวงหาความจริงแค่นั้นเองนะไม่มีการบิดเบือนแล้วก็อย่าง peacemaker คือพยายามจะสร้างสันติแล้วก็ peacekeeper คือพยายามจะหาอะไรสันติสุขให้เกิดขึ้น
I think I followed what you were saying a little bit. But this one is the hardest. And it's easier to be any of the other four. But to really say, I want to get to the bottom of this, it's going to take time. Because you're going to have different reactions, different feelings. And then you come back together and say, let's talk about it again. Let's get to a place where we really both understand this. So this takes time. Nobody knows how to do this naturally. The hope is that you can be taught a little bit how to get more towards this if you have things you need to resolve.
So the best one is resolver.
That's the ideal. To try to resolve the problem but keep the relationship intact. You see how it says it's relational?
Right.
You actually have to work with the other person.
คือรักษาความสัมพันธ์ไว้อันนั้น
You have to do it together and change each other by doing it. Like, oh my God. Like I said earlier, where Peter sometimes says, no, you're actually wrong. And I had to look at myself and say, I don't think I'm wrong. And then later, I think he's right. I think he's right that I've been wrong on this my whole life. That's hard when someone confronts you and you have to say, I think I've always done this wrong. And I'm not saying I do that well. Those have been probably some of our hardest because who wants to say that and admit that, right? But so those are any questions on those? Yes. Lauren, yes.
What about someone they want to get over it? Stop, don't talk about that.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about it.
Yeah.
That's withdrawal.
Usually it's the withdrawer.
It's not resolved.
It's not resolved.
It's resolved.
And the problem is it'll never resolve unless they're willing to come forward. Yeah. But then how do you respond if you want to be a resolver and you've got a person who's saying, I don't ever want to talk about it again, what are you going to do?
Push it.
I'm not sure you want to push it because then usually if you push someone, they withdraw further.
Yeah.
But what do you do? If you just give up on the relationship? Maybe. I don't know. But
Just tie them up with a chair.
Is anybody here who might be a withdrawer? You don't have to, but when you withdraw, why are you withdrawing? If you're saying, let's never talk about this again, why are you doing that? We want to learn from this person that's withdrawing from us. We don't want to just write them off, right? We want to say, oh, they're withdrawing for a reason. Let me try to understand them. Ooh, that's hard to do. But why do anybody feel vulnerable enough to share if you understand why?
I think it depends on the situation. In my case, if I drive a long hour, 2 or 3 hours, and I get with my wife, and she wants to talk during I'm tired, so I don't know, stop.
That's different.
Just be quiet.
That's different though. That's not you saying, we've got a problem that I never want to talk about again, right? That's...
No, I don't want to talk at that time, at that moment.
I need to rest. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Actually, it depends on sex too. About men and women are different. Because men, when we have problems, we don't want to talk about it. We want to go in okay.
More so.
And to go over it, by ourselves. But women want to talk right away, right now.
There are women withdrawers, a lot, and there are men who don't want to withdraw. But most, you're right, there's probably more men that withdraw. More.
I think it's independent. I think culture is still has some influence to that.
Possibly.
Yeah.
So anybody want to tell me how could we fix something when there's a withdrawer? I don't want to just give up on them, right? Do we just give up?
Well, just start slowly. Take time.
Yeah, give them some time.
Give them space.
Yeah, maybe like start like trying to talk about it little by little, not like the whole thing at once.
What else? We're on the right track. What else? A withdrawer needs space. What else do they need? If you guys are a withdrawer, what do you need?
So for me, I think like because I faced this situation before, like I'm the one who withdraw from my friend.
Uh-huh.
So that time we argued about her boyfriend. So it's kind of like our problem is because her boyfriend. So for me that time I just feel like, okay, so stop talking about that and don't even talk about that again because I just feel like it's not my problem. It's not. It's kind of like the problem is not from me or from her, but it's from her, like the third person. So.
Why should we have conflict together?
Because it affects it affects my friends and my relationship, you know? Yeah.
You guys came up with a way to fix it like a Band-Aid. Let's not talk about him. It's okay, but it's not resolved.
Yeah.
Because she still has him in her life and she needs to talk about it. So you guys got a Band-Aid and that's good. It's better than fighting. But it's still not resolved. What would it look like to resolve that? Oh, it would take a while.
That one's kind of like, I don't know, it's just some problem we just can't, you know?
Well, you know what I might ask you, and this is more like, I wonder why it upset you so much what her boyfriend was doing and why, like you'd have to look inside. It's probably triggering other stuff, is what I'm saying. It's deeper than just the boyfriend. And you don't have to do that. That would take a lot of time to really look at that and wonder. But there's a reason that issue is coming between you. It's not just his fault. And you don't have to figure that out. Because I try to help people figure those things out, and it can take years. That's why I'm saying it's a long process. So, but you want to. It's not just the boyfriend. There's something happening when you guys talk about it. That's relational, and I don't know what it is. But it's a great example. Because sometimes don't we say, let's just not talk about money. We'll never talk about money, right? In a marriage, let's not do that. Or let's not talk about sex. What?
Just say no politics.
Right?
Yeah.
That's not resolving.
Yeah. In the life group, no politics.
And you guys, sometimes that's the better thing to do, depending on the group.